NWA Mountain State, the flagship of the National Wrestling Alliance.
Welcome back to NWA Mountain State Wrestling, the flagship of the National Wrestling Alliance on Fox, West Virginia, and all across the World Wide Web. My name is Dean Bibb. I'm here with Jonathan Stiles and Sweet Stephen Hensley. We are looking to recap the action, the high points, and the lows that some people have experienced over the last few months here at NWA Mountain State Wrestling.
Well, you're right about that. We're going to have a special look at the Canadian Lion, Lance Erikson. We're going to look at the tag team division. We're going to look at the situation with Beau James and Billy Litz. We're going to take a look at Misty James and so much more.
And ladies and gentlemen, I cannot emphasize this enough. If you have not been out to a live event recently, you are missing a lot. You need to be there, you need to get your $7, you need to be in that seat, and you need to see the stars of Mountain State Wrestling.
Guys, the Canadian Lion, Lance Erikson, is going to be looked at in depth here right after you find out how you can bring the stars of NWA Mountain State Wrestling to your hometown.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mountain State is on tour. July 14th, Summersville, West Virginia at the Community Center. Tuesday, July 10th, 324 Neville Street, 7:30 p.m., Beckley, West Virginia.
Canadian Lion Lance Erikson sporting a very high profile these days, not just here in NWA Mountain State, but all across the National Wrestling Alliance. He's knocked off the #1 contender to Colt Cabana, the North American champion, the Temptation Shawn Tempers. If you want to see how, check this out.
He's not going to be throwing off his game by words, and this match is not going to be won by them.
And like you said earlier, we're kicking off the show with this. Guys, we're giving you an incredible match. I'm telling you, it's going to be good. Look at these guys. Look at these guys come together. Lance takes the wrist. Wow, Shawn Tempers going quickly to the ropes on this.
Very quickly. And the fans in West Virginia are chanting
Canadian Lion. Wow.
Only at the flagship, Dean.
Shawn Tempers has not endeared himself to the fan base here in NWA Mountain State by any stretch of the imagination. His first appearance here was against Jason the Gift Kincaid. Now, Lance Erikson. I mean, the fans just don't like this guy. If they're going to cheer for Lance Erikson, they don't like this man.
Well, there's so much on the line in this one. Both men with unmatchable win-loss records. High-profile situations. Those guys are not strangers to him. Over the last couple months, Lance Erikson, win by win, has slowly etched his way into the top 10 in the National Wrestling Alliance. He is number 10. He has beaten former world champion Adam Pearce. He's beaten NWA Dog champion Damian Wayne. And today he's going to try to beat the NWA North American champion Shawn Tempers and take one more step up that ladder.
A lot of pride and money and titles on the line here. The Canadian Lion likes, whether he wants to admit it or not, he likes being the champion because he likes that little bit of extra in the paycheck. Wow, as Shawn Tempers starts laying in some hands on him.
Well, let's not make any mistake about it. Sure, the paycheck means a lot to him, but Lance Erikson, he's a different breed of animal. For him, it's about respect. He plans on building a legacy that will last years after he has left the sport of professional wrestling, and he is well on his way to being remembered as one of the all-time greats in the National Wrestling Alliance.
Agreed wholeheartedly. And you know, these guys, Shawn Tempers wrestles all over. His schedule is busy. Now, Canadian Lion Lance Erikson puts the title on the line every time that we have a live event. He's been actually trying to move away from television because of this purpose, so he can concentrate more on defending.
On for these guys to
Absolutely.
wrestle on TV. Guys like this, you hear about them touring all over the country, defending their belts. A guy like Shawn Tempers, a guy like Lance Erikson, come to one of our live events. He's defending the heavyweight title left and right, but they don't like to be on videotape. Videotape is about ego. And ego lets your opponents see your weaknesses. If
Yes.
you're on video, your opponents can study you. The less time you spend in front of a camera rolling, the more you get to hide from them. Lance Erikson pulling out some very basic fundamentals from his bag of tricks, a series of arm drags, and now just cinching it in on Shawn Tempers.
Here's another thing to consider. What if on this NWA Mountain State Wrestling television program, one of these men blows a knee out? What happens to their competitive schedule, you know? So there, like you say, a lot on the line here, not just a title. Lance Erikson definitely pushing the advantage here in their early offset of this match.
Well, he's doing everything he can early on to wear down Shawn Tempers, to pick apart the body and take it apart, take away one of those tools as quickly as possible. And you have to do that with a man like Shawn Tempers. He has been the NWA North American champion for over a year. He might be on the outside of the ring right now, but don't fool yourself for a second. He's not scared.
But let me point out, he does not hold championship advantage here. He cannot wait out a 10 count and retain his title. He wants Lance Erikson's title, so he must compete. The onus is on him to get in and, as we say, kick with the chickens to see what gets scratched up. Wow, he does not like being called a chicken at all.
And the fans here in Beckley are disagreeing with him.
Whoa! He comes in the hard way.
Well, the fans rattled him, and Lance Erikson stretches his head. His tag partner in this match is the fans. The fans have gone under Tempers' skin, and Erikson is taking advantage of it. A lateral press.
And a kick out now by the North American champion, who is
close.
Yes, he's the challenger in this. Wow, desperation move now, and that backs the Canadian Lion up. Checking his teeth now.
Lance Erikson's days off of that one. Shawn Tempers is going to go right after him. You see him climbing up the ropes there and just rubbing that forearm across the face of Erikson, and that doesn't feel good.
Not at all. Working the left arm. He's going to bring him through. Russian leg sweep in the middle of the ring, and he's going to cover in the middle of the ring.
Hooks the leg, but only a 1 count.
Guys, if someone has been North American champion for over a year, he could very easily come out of this your new NWA Mountain State Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
You're absolutely
just
right.
Because he wants it. He doesn't need this title. He wants it to hurt Lance.
Well, what he wants is to be the most decorated champion in National Wrestling Alliance history. He wants to add to his collection of titles the Mountain State Wrestling Heavyweight title. But the fans want to see Lance Erikson come out on top. They want to see him retain the title. And Erikson drawing off of his own determination to the cheers of the fans, but he gets cut off by the knee to the gut.
And you know what? A loss to Shawn Tempers is going to knock him out of the top 10 very easily. He'll have to work his way back. He's now the number 10 spot in the NWA, but he's facing the number 1. And he could drop out of the rankings very quickly. Any loss could knock him out.
But what could a win do for him? How far up that ladder could that move, Lance?
Oh my, yes. I mean, there's been on this
American
list.
title shot, I think, would be undeniable. And if he pulled that one off, the world would be just around the corner.
And the names on this top 10, Scorpio Sky, Chance Prophet.
So many top competitors in the National Wrestling Alliance. But today, this morning in our opening contest, it's about 2. Lance Erikson and Shawn the Temptation Tempers. Erikson off the ropes.
Ball of fire. Wow! A cross body block. How many times have we seen the heavyweight champion hit a cross body block? I can't recall ever seeing it.
Well, that was a high impact, uncharacteristic flying maneuver from Lance Erikson. But a man with that much size to use a crossbody like that, you see the effect of the impact on him.
Absolutely.
He felt every bit of that. Shawn Tempers saw a moment when Erikson was taking his time to get up just a little bit too long, dropped in with a drop toe hold, and ever since then, it's been all Shawn Tempers.
And it's those techniques and that mindset that has made him one of the longest standing, if not the longest standing, North American heavyweight champion in National Wrestling Alliance history. He's hooking him, setting him, and snapping it over. Beautiful suplex, and here's your cover. Could it be?
Shawn,
guys, there's area pride at stake here. This is NWA Mountain State Wrestling, and it is the NWA Mountain State Wrestling Heavyweight Championship on the line. Both men jockeying for position. Both men trying to outmove the other one.
and Erikson ducked that elbow, a beautiful Northern Light suplex.
He bridged into perfect pin position. Shawn Tempers kicking out just at the right moment. Both men slow to get up. They're putting themselves through a lot of abuse here. And there's a super kick. We've seen the match end on that move. Can he get up and capitalize? Can he pin Shawn Tempers and hold his own title?
Well, neither guy is moving too quick right now. It's that proverbial race we talk about in these situations. Both men, they've given so much. How much do they have left in the gas tank? The first man to his feet has the advantage. But as much as these guys have put into this match, how much of an advantage can you possibly have? How much can you have left?
Shawn Tempers fired first, but Canadian Lion's the one that's getting the better of him. Sending him into the corner. Big boot to the breadbasket now. And the Canadian Lion actually getting some approval from the fans. He shoots Shawn Tempers across the ring. Sets him up. Oh, Tempers was ready for him. That's all it took for him to recover enough.
Ready and waiting, but so is Erikson with a spine buster.
Could this be it?
Buster. Are you? No.
2 count only.
I cannot believe it.
Wow.
I thought Erikson had it. I thought he successfully defended the belt. A win over the North American champion.
And guys, this is a 60-minute match, but neither of these guys have bothered to pace themselves. They have went all out from the get-go.
Well, Shawn Tempers took Erikson's best shot there. You don't get to be a year-long North American champ for nothing.
You know, the Canadian Lion stays hungry. Now that drive is moving towards those board-certified titles, and the North American Championship would be a great thing for him to own at this moment. They're hooking for a superplex right here at 324 Neville Street in downtown Beckley.
Well, he's got him hooked up, but Tempers holding on to that top rope.
Clubbing blows now to the rib cage, trying to break him loose, and he does.
And Erikson hit that mat hard. Tempers still on the middle rope, dives off with a knee to the back.
That devastating knee drop. Wow. I was about to talk about that wins him matches, and Erikson kicks out of that one at the last moment. Man. All right, he's saying that's it. Tempers says it's going to end. He says he's going to break his neck.
Well, Shawn Tempers apparently calling for the neck breaker. He gets Erikson up to a vertical base, hooks it in the front face lock, transitions it over. He's holding on, but
Erikson's fighting his way out.
He's pulled the arms apart. He's got him hooked.
A backslide.
1, 2.
Wow.
Up down. I can.
On a backslide.
There have only been a handful of men that have held the title that now sits on the shoulder of the Canadian Lion, Lance Erikson, the NWA Mountain State Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. And I would say that it is no underestimation that you are the top champion in the history of Mountain State Wrestling, not only because you go wherever you are called, sir, but the fact that you have had numerous challengers come to the Mountain State and try to knock you off the mountaintop.
Well, let's take a second to look here, Jonathan. We've had Adam Pearce come in here and try to take this title. We've had Damian Wayne numerous times come in and try to take the title. We've had Shawn Tempers in here. That's number 1, 2, and 3. right under Colt Cabana right now. And then, you know, I've been trying to get Chance Profit booked here. You know, I've went to the promoters, the powers that be, and tried to get him in here. I want a shot at him. He's one of the top guys in the NWA. We can't get him in here. Chase Owens has come in and tried to take the title off of me. Jason Kincaid, Eric Darkstorm. I mean, that right there is just a handful of the guys that have come in. Rock and Roll, 8-time NWA World Tag Team Champion. Rock and Roll Ricky Morton. The list goes on and on and on. You know, we've got Vordell Walker from Florida calling, who's one of the top guys in the NWA, wanting to come in and get his shot at the title. There's been nobody that anybody has brought in here that I haven't beat. 1, 2, 3. You may like the way I've beat them, you may not. I really don't care. The only thing that matters to me is the last 3 seconds of the match. And nobody's been able to pin my shoulders to the mat or make me tap out in the last 3 seconds. So, I mean, you know, I'm getting ready to go to NWA Fusion in Virginia, NWA Chattanooga, Empire down around Georgia. I've been on the phone with Bill Behrens trying to get down to NWA Anarchy and down in there. You know, July 14th, the Canadian Lion comes to right to NWA Dog there in New Jersey for Lawrence Zirconia. I mean, I'm taking this title and I'm doing things that nobody in this company has ever done before. So, you know, not to say that I am, but I am, in my estimation, and a lot of people around here, the greatest champ that's ever been here in NWA Mountain State.
Well, we thank you very much for your time, Mr. Erikson. Now, let's see where you can go and view Mountain State Wrestling live. Ladies and gentlemen, Mountain State is on tour. July 14th, Summersville, West Virginia at the Community Center. Tuesday, July 10th, 324 Neville Street, 7:30 p.m., Beckley, West Virginia.
One of the absolute barn-burning situations here that has developed in NWA Mountain State has revolved around the King of Kingsport, Beau James, and Mr. Electricity, Billy Litz.
And that's been a heck of a volatile situation, Dean. There's absolutely no way to overstate that at all. You want to talk about a blood feud? This is a blood feud. They've beat Billy Whip. They've whipped Billy Litz. They've left him lying in a pool of his own blood. Billy Litz come for revenge. They've got involved in each other's matches off and on for weeks, going on months now. And this situation's far from over, but you want to see an intense look at 2 guys that have absolutely zero love lost for each other? Take a look at this.
Billy Litz going high, flying, high risk, as only Billy Litz can. And there's Beau James! Beau James took the ankle out. Referee's calling for the bell. And Beau James, I thought he had a club. Beau James.
That's
Beau
a
James
bullwhip. Oh!
Oh no! Billy Litz getting the bullwhip. Beau James said he was going to do it, and Beau James wasted no time doing it either.
Well, if we didn't expect this to happen, you know Billy Litz wasn't expecting it. Singles contest 1-on-1. I haven't heard Beau James have an ill word to say about him.
Well, he called him out, and I guess that was all the fair warning he was going to give him. Dark gift coming in, but the damage done.
In a row. And wait a second, Dean. That's Billy Litz! Billy Litz! He's pulled one over on Beau James. He's gone right after him. He's finally got the match. He's been asking for it. Beau James didn't know it, but Billy Litz did. But Beau James just caught him with a clothesline.
But he misses with the elbow, and Billy's got him.
He's got the arm locked up. He's trying to snap it. Beau James.
He's going to try to tap him out. Wow, Bulldozer hits the ring.
There's a big splash by the big man. The henchman of Beau James, the Bulldozer. He's going right after Litz.
No, ring the bell, they're getting the bullwhip. Not the bullwhip, not the bullwhip.
And
Not
Billy
the bullwhip.
He's been on the receiving end of this before.
Not the bullwhip, guys.
There's the vicious streak.
And Jason Hampton hitting the ring, and he gets absolutely bollocked.
Well, Jason Hampton, he's suffering a vicious beatdown for his troubles. And Billy Litz
Suji Singe hits the
still
ring.
being taken apart by Beau James. Suji Singe, more guts than brains going in there after the bulldozer. And they're taking everyone apart right now.
Oh no, and they're right to the rib cage with the bullwhip handle. So these are two men laid out, and they're still going to work on Billy Litz.
Billy
Here
Litz
comes Hatchet.
fighting for
Hatchet
his life
doesn't
out
even
there.
make it into the ring.
He sure doesn't. The bulldozer just ran straight into him. That's got to feel like being hit with a ball bat. But poor Billy Litz, he's suffering the most this morning. Out of all the victims out here right now, Beau James and the bulldozer making him pay the most. And what a dear price it is. Being
And just
lashed with the bull rope again.
They're laying waste to everyone.
Being absolutely brutalized. He has to feel like he's gone through a meat tenderizer. The way that the bulldozer and Beau James are taking him apart out there.
Billy Litz now right in front of us. Gets sent to the steel. Who can stop this carnage?
It doesn't look like anybody else wants to even try. Can you blame him? Bulldozer calling for more. Billy Litz been busted open.
He's bleeding from the forehead, and they're going to put more shots in. Guys, this has got to stop.
Absolutely no respect for the referee's authority. Not even acknowledging that the bell's rung only about 100 times.
Hey, he's sending bulldozer to the top
Are you
rope.
kidding me?
He's sending bulldozer to the top rope.
What's he gonna do here?
Hey, there's Puppy Love.
At long lastly, Puppy Love out here to make a difference a day late and $1 short.
Yeah, but Beau James called bulldozer off.
And it looks like we may finally see control, can see order restored to the situation.
Man, this was brutal. Thank goodness for Puppy Love coming out here.
Hatchet laid to waste, Singe laid to waste, Jason Hampton laid to waste, Billy Litz. I'm not even sure the condition that young man's in right now.
Looks like a car bomb went off around here, all the bloody bodies laying around. Just scattered everywhere.
Billy Litz not even moving, Dean.
No, his head took a hard hit.
Vans, I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Of a disqualification, Billy Litz.
Beau James having some very strong words.
Hey, he's about to lay hands on Brandon Ashworth. And
We have
the fan hitting the ring. Wait a second. Ring the bell.
Beau James is being attacked by a fan. It's Billy Litz. Billy Litz coming alive on Beau James. He's firing away those rapid fire shots. Beau James nailing him low. And kicks Billy Litz in the head. Beau James going for the bullwhip, and he hightails it out of the ring.
Well, Beau James escapes from Billy Litz.
As you can tell, fans, my life is in imminent danger because there are those fans out there that say if you look up despicable in the dictionary, my next guest picture is going to be right there. The King of Kingsport, Beau James.
I've not even stepped out here yet, and you're already out here throwing these $50 words around here trying to run me down. Now, I'm going to tell you something. In 24 years, I've come across a lot of tough people. I've come across a lot of people that are talented. I've come a lot of people that are stupid, and you have to tell stupid people they're stupid because they don't know they're stupid. And that's exactly what you are, Billy Litz. You're stupid if you get back in the ring with me. They just showed in about 6 minutes of videotape, you bleeding from your back, you bleeding from your head, you hung up like a common criminal. And that's exactly what you are. Because all you have done is stole from my profession. All you have done is rape my profession. You come out here and you dance and you act like some pretty boy. You wear your fishnet shirt that you saw somebody wear on Monday Night TV and you thought it was cool. You wear your Columbine long jacket thinking you're tough. I proved not once, not twice, not 3 times, but probably a dozen times. You're not tough. I know tough, because I've been beat up by tough. I have beat up tough. And I'm telling you this, Billy Litz, whether it's any town in this state, whether you come to the state of Tennessee, God's country, you know that?
Yes, sir.
They call West Virginia almost heaven. That's proof that there's even a ghetto in heaven. But I'm going to tell you this right here, Billy Litz. If you climb in that ring again, I'm going to finish what I've started about 2 months ago. I'm not afraid of suspensions. I'm not afraid of fines because they've took everything away from me already. I come here to make money. I come here to win titles. But I found a stumbling block in Billy Litz. And the only way to climb up that ladder, because everybody's talking about titles around here, is to knock him right out of here. It's end his career. It's put him in a wheelchair, crapping in a bag, because that's all he's going to understand. The month of July, you better come see Billy Litz, because it's his last month. You're going to see him in the ring.
Strong words from Beau James. Now, let's go to see where you can view Mountain State Wrestling live. Ladies and gentlemen, Mountain State is on tour. July 14th, Summersville, West Virginia at the Community Center. Tuesday, July 10th, 324 Neville Street, 7:30 p.m., Beckley, West Virginia.
Mobile disc jockeys are an important part of your party. Get a good one, you have a great party. Get a bad one, suffer the consequences. Dwayne Muncie, the owner, has been doing this since 1992 and is well qualified to help you through the entire process of making your event a huge hit. Here's just a few reasons you should book us. Dependability, knowledgeable, friendly staff, user-friendly website, over 110,000 songs, will play as long as you want, and customer service is most important to us. We have all the equipment to handle any job, any size. We can even set up multiple systems at the same event. Our gear is well maintained and we always bring backups. We set up early and we love to travel. Please see our website for details. No hidden charges, no setup fees, no subcontracting. Give us a call today at 304-250-0123 or go to DwayneMuncie.com to schedule a free consultation. Don't suffer with a lousy DJ. Let Cucumber & Company help make your night downright historic.
Kramer Security and Investigations, an industry leader, is currently hiring for the position of security officer throughout southern West Virginia. At Kramer, quality begins and ends with our security officers. We are proud to offer a variety of shifts, competitive wages, professional training, and a great opportunity. For information, please call 304-256-0300. That's 256-0300, or apply in person at our Market Street Beckley or Walker Street Princeton locations. Kramer Security and Investigations, securing your future today. An equal opportunity employer.
I live and breathe tag team wrestling. I always have since I was a kid. The tag team situation here in NWA Mountain State Wrestling is piping hot. Dark Gift, still your NWA Mountain State Wrestling Tag Team Champions. They've taken on a lot of comers and they want the opportunities thrown their way. Let's check out some action between them and the team of the Reaper Matt Conard and Supernatural Zach Vincent. Tag Team Champions pushed to the limit in Mount Hope by this team of Zach Vincent and the Reaper Matt Conard. So let's see how it works out. It's Jason, the Gift Kincaid, squaring off against Supernatural Zach Vincent. Zach going around and moving around the body to a side headlock on the Gift.
You know, we talk about the speed and agility of these guys a lot. Talk about evenly matched on that front. Jason Kincaid so fast and so agile, but Zach Vincent, he can match him every step of the way if you want to play that game. Drop toe hold by Kincaid, floats on over top, flips him up by an arm, holds on. Zach Vincent going flat though, brings Kincaid down. Kincaid rolls through and a tag out to Darkstorm.
Yes, Zach Vincent tried to go tit for tat with those moves, but it didn't work out because Jason Kincaid held on.
And a great flying side kick by Darkstorm and a hook of the leg. Almost gets the win that quick.
And one eye over the shoulders, always Dark Gift on the lookout for legit dynamite, who have been in a habit of attacking them even in parking lots. Legit Dynamite really trying to make a name for themselves by taking out the tag team champions. So these young men certainly looking over the shoulders for these guys. But right now they have to keep their eyes on Zach Vincent and Matt Conard, the threat directly ahead of them. As Eric Darkstorm puts a boot into Zach Vincent. Shoots him across. Big clubbing double forearm blow. And effectively cutting the ring off. There's your tag team skill and your expertise. Schoolboy roll up now. Matt Conard getting ready to come in and break that up if necessary. Arm drag now by Jason the Gift Kincaid and Zach Vincent.
You're going to see a lot of the fundamentals of wrestling come into play in this one. Good, solid sound, basic tag team strategy. Cut the ring in half, draw that line in the sand. It's tried and it's true. And every man in that ring is aware enough of their surroundings to accomplish that if given the opportunity.
An old guy like me can appreciate seeing a double drop kick. We just had Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express on a card. And here comes the Reaper, Matt Conard. And Eric Darkstorm laying in wait, springing a beautiful arm drag on him. And now the quick tag in to Jason the Gift Kincaid, who's going to push his advantage. Butterfly hooks him. Beautiful butterfly suplex into head scissors and another fast tag. Eric Darkstorm back in. Fast footwork and a shot to the prone head of the Reaper, Matt Conard.
Dark Gift making every bit of use of the 5 count that you have.
Legit Dynamite need to be watching this matchup because while they're sneaking up behind, Dark Gift are sending a message out that, hey, this is a tough tag team and we're going to try to make it look easy. And that's what we're going to do with you. Scoop slam now by the Reaper and a tag into Zach Vincent.
And a very sudden turnaround.
Very quick. Zach Vincent missing with the elbow drop. And Darkstorm back on him like white on rice. He shoots him off. Zach Vincent flipping around.
And what an unorthodox maneuver that was, but you cannot argue that it was effective.
Zach Vincent is elegance in motion.
I don't think I've ever seen that before, Dean.
Inverted backbreaker. That could have been your game changer here, and now here comes the Reaper very confidently into the ring. Big European uppercut now by Supernatural. Darkstorm goes across, and he gets a double boot.
He was reaching for that tag when Darkstorm was flying into the ropes there. It just inches away that time, but Matt Conard, it's what I said a little bit ago, Dean. The line in the sand, every guy in there is capable of drawing that line if given the opportunity.
And look at the tag team maneuver now.
A flip out of a powerbomb position by Zach Vincent. The double teams that we're seeing this morning are unlike any double team that I see in professional wrestling today. These guys have taken it back to formula and they've reinvented it.
Eric Darkstorm now getting a rear chin lock applied, but he's also having to carry the weight of Zach Vincent. Now, Zach Vincent is not the biggest man in the match, but he's still 187 1/4 pounds, and every bit of that is now having to be moved by one Mr. Eric Darkstorm.
And did you see Darkstorm just pull him over there? Using all that size and power, a lot of impact off the shoulder block, and then just flew over top of him, rolled through, and now he's got him wrapped up.
And that's what you call making lemonade out of lemons here. The reverse chicken wing now applied after Darkstorm rolled through. Wow, and a big pull of the hair.
But that's the wrong corner you want to be in if you're Eric Darkstorm.
And another tag, the Reaper now in. And these guys are looking to cut the ring off in their favor. Big European uppercut now by the Reaper, and Zach Vincent getting a boot in. Distracting the ref. Here comes Jason Kincaid.
And Jason Kincaid letting emotion get the better of him. He knows better than this.
And the double team now in play with the referee's back in place. The referee's back was turned. Zach Vincent now pushing the advantage. And Eric Darkstorm, the larger man, but the larger man's had the wind taken out of his sails.
Double team by Vincent and Conard. Clothesline is going to bring Darkstorm down to the canvas, and you see Kincaid looking on from outside the ring in his team's corner. The frustration on his face. Darkstorm and Kincaid, they've been teaming together for a while now. And you can see that with the emotional responses that Kincaid's had since Darkstorm's been in trouble. But a tag out there, out of nowhere.
That was a great change of events by Eric Darkstorm to tag his champion and his tag team partner in. Double elbows, double moves. They're setting him up. They're going to finish it right now.
Well, Conard gets sent into the corner hard. Darkstorm sends Kincaid in, levels him with a big flying clothesline. Giant flying forearm smash by Darkstorm. Kincaid going up top, going for a monkey flip, I believe.
But Zach Vincent getting a piece of it and breaking it up.
Zach Vincent saving the day for his team. And just that quickly, Jason Kincaid finds himself on the receiving end of punishment.
Well, that was a well-timed save if ever there was one. Zach Vincent kept his team alive in this matchup.
All it takes is a moment to turn things around.
Zach Vincent has cut off his long hair in favor of a faux hawk. Wow, now both men trading forearms. I think Vincent getting the better of Jason Kincaid in this matter.
And Zach Vincent's going to build up a head of steam off that corner, rolls on through, and a leaping double knee smash into the bottom rope.
Brutal. There was nowhere for Jason Kincaid to go. His body had to absorb 100% of that impact. And still fighting to get the equilibrium back. Eric Darkstorm urging his partner to get back into the game, get over and make a tag. He's refreshed. Now, Jason Kincaid firing in with elbows.
And Jason Kincaid, a modified fireman's carry from a kneeling position. Zach Vincent, though, modified crucifix pin attempt out of that. Jason Kincaid's going to flip on over, double hook on the leg, another 2 count. And these guys are going answer for answer on each other. As you see, Zach Vincent goes up on the shoulders of Kincaid, flips around. Kincaid catches him, though, picks him back up. Vincent's going to go underneath the legs. He's got him hooked. The shoulders are flat. 2 count.
He had to work for it, but he got the shoulders on the mat. Take a breath, bro. You earned that one.
Good Lord. NWA Mountain State Wrestling, the flagship of the National Wrestling Alliance. Does anybody give you better wrestling action anywhere?
No, I will say no. Zach Vincent could have went for the cover, but he pulled him up and he tagged in Matt Conard. Then the Reaper's going to get his chance to unload on the weekend to Jason the Gift Kincaid as Eric Darkstorm looks on. Both men shoot him across. He shoots his partner across. Wow, Jason Kincaid was waiting for him. He's got him up Samoan style.
Whoa! And Matt Conard just about kicked his teeth through the back of his skull.
Darkstorm breaks up a pinfall.
And to say he saved his team there is an understatement. I believe that one was over. If Darkstorm hadn't made it in there to break that up, I believe we would have seen new tag team champions.
Snap mare and a low altitude drop kick and a tag into Zach Vincent. Jason the Gift Kincaid working to get the cobwebs shook out. Zach shoots him across. And we've got a sleeper hold, as I like to call it, the Weaver lock applied in the middle of the ring on Jason the Gift Kincaid. And he's fading. He's fading. The legs are getting weak. He's cutting off the blood. Desperation move now by Jason the Gift Kincaid. Can he capitalize and reach his corner to tag his partner in?
Feet away, I'm sure it feels like Miles. Kincaid has absorbed a lot of punishment. You see Vincent holding on to his foot there, dragging him out of his corner, but Kincaid pushes him off.
And there's your tag! And here comes Eric Darkstorm rolling under. It's a Gurry on Zach Vincent. He ducks under the Reaper Man Conard. He puts a kick to the Brett Baxter and he shoots him off. Double forearm now. The Reaper's getting rock and rolled by Mr. Eric Darkstorm.
And a great flying side kick by Darkstorm on top of all that. Gonna send the Reaper off the ropes one more time. A big high back body drop.
And Eric Darkstorm is a ball of fire in the middle of the ring. He's covering.
But
Zach Vincent breaks it up.
But you see Kincaid, jawbreaker to Vincent. He's gonna send him off.
Big knee lift.
And that turns Vincent inside out. There's a leaping kick off the ropes for you, followed by another one.
Here's your legs. And the Reaper breaking this one up. This is a hard-fought match. Reaper scoop backbreaker. Here comes Vincent off the top. Double knees to the chest.
Vincent goes for the pin. Kincaid dives in there, though. Not even a 1 count.
No, Jason Kincaid's not ready to give up his title yet. Erik Darkstorm's going to get up to his seated position. And now it's Gift with Vincent. It's Conard with Darkstorm.
And can you hear the fans going nuts for this action, Dean?
These guys have totally broken a sweat. Look at that.
Jason Kincaid leapfrogged over, though. He's got Conard. Side headlock by Conard.
Guys,
Belly to back suplex. Zach Vincent kicks the back of Darkstorm's head.
could we be watching the swan song of Dark Gift's title reign?
Not
Jason
just yet.
Kincaid again saving the pinfall. These guys look exhausted.
The referee not even trying to get anybody out of the ring at this point. I'm not even sure who the legal man is anymore. I'm not sure they know.
Erik Darkstorm using the ropes to get to his feet. Jason Kincaid's up. All 4 men are up. And all 4 men are bludgeoning each other.
Double springboard off the ropes. Kicks to the upper bodies of Conard and Vincent. And Conard, he's stuck in the ring with the tag champs. Double team sends him into the ropes. Kincaid once again. That flying clothesline. Once again, the flying forearm smash. Kincaid this time nails the monkey flip.
Guys, that's it. This has got to be it. That's it.
Your winners and still NWA Mountain State Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Dark Gift.
I have never been so exhausted from calling a tag team main event in my life. I can only imagine how those 4 men feel, but still at the end of the contest, the tag team champions, Dark Gift. It's my pleasure at this time to be joined by the Reaper Matt Conard and Supernatural Zach Vincent, a team that has come closer than any other at attaining success over the current tag team champions, Dark Gift, Erik Darkstorm, and Jason the Gift Kincaid. And both have been successful recently in the singles division as well. You with your Gift over Jason the Gift Kincaid, which some would call an upset. And would you say that would possibly be the biggest win of your singles career to this point?
I wouldn't say that's the biggest win, but that's by far one of the biggest. Jason Kincaid, you're a hell of a wrestler, and so are you, Erik Darkstorm. But the only reason you guys won last week is because of miscommunication. That will not happen again, mark my words. Supernatural Zach Vincent and the Reaper Matt Conard are still going to come for those title straps, and we are coming for every title in this company.
All right. Matt, current junior heavyweight champion of NWA Mountain State Wrestling. You've got a lot of momentum behind you right now. I know you're looking forward to the future, a possible chance at attaining the World Junior Heavyweight Championship. But your thoughts currently on the situation that you two have on Dark Gift?
You see, some people would see failure as a bad thing. I see it as a learning block. We may have fallen to you many times so far, Jason and Erik, but there's one reason why I'm the NWA Mountain State Junior Heavyweight Champion. One reason I'm one of the top-ranked junior heavyweights in the NWA. One reason I get my chance at that NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship. That's determination, passion, something I know my partner has, and I am full of myself. With the athletic ability of my partner, who deserves to be in that NWA Junior Heavyweight Top 10 himself. You put us together, it's not going to be long before we take those tag team belts off of you. You can take those failures any way you want to. It just takes one slip up to get those belts off your waist. And I aim to make that soon, boys.
Gentlemen, I thank you very much for your time as you look forward to the future and a chance once again at the Mountain State Wrestling Tag Team titles.
Tag team championships are strong here in Mountain State Wrestling. Dark Gift, Jason Kincaid absent, having to defend the Smoky Mountain Heavyweight Championship, but I have been able to get the time of one half, Mr. Erik Darkstorm. I want to thank you very much for making some time, sir. I'm sure you've heard the words from Supernatural Zach Vincent and the Reaper Matt Conard.
Yeah, I was listening to him on the monitor in my dressing room, and Matt Conard wants to talk about, oh, it takes a slip up and this and that, blase, blah. I'll tell you what, Matt Conard, you haven't beat me yet, and you're not going to beat me. And it's not because you're not good, it's just because you're not as good as me. And you made a good point. Jason Kincaid's off, and maybe his head isn't exactly where it should be, but I'm confident he's going to work everything out. And, I mean, we're still undefeated, Jonathan Styles. We're undefeated. I mean, I'll take on anyone in the nation, anyone in the world, really. I don't care where you're from. Contact the office if you want to come in and get a shot at these titles. We defend them more than anyone else around that I know of. I mean,
Absolutely. And speaking of making contact, two men that have made contact with you anywhere they can, except in the ring, Legit Dynamite, seem to be performing a large amount of underhanded tactics.
well, you know, their time's going to come, and I just wish Mr. Sims would give us the opportunity to get our hands on Legit Dynamite and give, because a lot of people don't know what they've been doing behind the scenes, and then there's a lot of stuff going on that I really can't even mention here on this television program without getting fined. But I will see them, and I don't want to get worked up, so I'm not gonna start talking about them today. But Zach, Vincent, and Matt Conard, you all want to come at us again? That's fine. We've already beat you 3 or 4 times. We'll beat you again.
And speaking of getting your hands on people, I know you have a strong personal desire to get your hands on the Dark City Fight Club for those World Tag Team Championships.
You know, I wrestled Rain Man back in 2004, and they know who we are. I know you all see us. I know you see us on television every week. Everyone in the world sees us. I know you see us, and I think you all are overlooking us. You're dodging us. I don't know if it's because you're afraid. I don't know if it's because of scheduling conflict, but whatever it is, I want you to come in here, and I'm issuing a personal challenge to the Dark City Fight Club, the NWA World Tag Team Champions. If you all are the best in the world, come prove it to me, because I don't believe it. Until you step in the ring with myself and the Gift, I don't believe you're the best in the world. We're undefeated as the champions. Come on down to West Virginia. We'll come wherever you're at. It doesn't matter. I'll personally pay to fly myself to wherever you guys are at. But I'd like these fans here in West Virginia to see it, because they've supported us and they deserve it.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Darkstorm.
Anytime.
Speaking of seeing things, let's see where you can view Mountain State Wrestling live. Ladies and gentlemen, Mountain State is on tour. July 14th, Summersville, West Virginia at the Community Center. Tuesday, July 10th, 324 Neville Street, 7:30 p.m., Beckley, West Virginia. Is your club, civic organization, nonprofit group, school looking to make some extra money? Do you want to get paid that evening? Then host NWA Mountain State Wrestling. Call us at the number below, 304-673-2054, or email us at lg_sims@yahoo.com.
We finally have an explosive ladies division here in NWA Mountain State, and it's being carried on the capable shoulders of the SSW ladies champion, Misty James, arguably our uncrowned NWA Mountain State Wrestling ladies champion, and one of the most highly requested wrestlers in the eastern part of the United States. Now, she's got her hands full with Violet Adams, and also she's looking at taking on Brandy Alexander also. Let's take a look at the SSW ladies champion, Misty James. It's the Southern States Wrestling Ladies Championship on the line as your champion, Misty James, takes on contender Violet Adams here on NWA Mountain State Wrestling. And as you learned recently, Misty James has signed a long-term contract here with NWA Mountain State. We're going to see her going up against a lot of competitors here over the next coming months.
Well, fans have been asking for it for a while. Mountain State Wrestling, when are we going to get some great women's action? Today, we deliver on our promise to give the fans what they want, the finest women's wrestling action you're going to see in West Virginia.
Absolutely, and it is only the flagship of the National Wrestling Alliance. It's NWA Mountain State Wrestling. Violet Adams looking for some form of egress here in her match against Misty James. I'm sure both ladies would love a shot at Tasha Shimone and the World Ladies Championship. Misty James with an armbar on Violet Adams.
You know, Misty James is doing a terrific job against, I would argue, a much larger competitor. Misty James, I'm sure she's strong, I'm sure she's athletic, but that woman she's in the ring with, she is dangerous.
One lady from Virginia, one lady from South Carolina, and the battle has led to Hinton, West Virginia here on NWA Mountain State. And fans, you're welcome. What a great, great time we have had here in Hinton, West Virginia over the years. Over 300 plus episodes of NWA Mountain State, and now settling into a new home in downtown Beckley for our television events. Guys, this is scheduled to be our last television event to take place on the road before centering into home base as Violet Adams fires some shots in, but Misty James continues to roll through. Both ladies roll through.
And Misty James is going to the outside perhaps to get a breather. Violet Adams, the first time she went for that arm drag, Misty James hung with her every step of the way, but that time Violet, at the end of that, she came out on top.
She looks very confident in herself, but what she doesn't see is Misty James setting up a fury of offense here.
Misty slingshots into the ring, sunset flip gets her over. 2 count only.
Ryan Anderson calls it a 2 count. Violet Adams in her kick out, she actually had a very adverse effect on Misty James's equilibrium. And now using the only tag team partner that she has in the match, the actual ring itself, to her advantage.
You can use that ring any way you want. And while illegal, grabbing a hold of the hair and whipping her across the ring, that did a lot of damage to Misty James. I gotta congratulate Violet on a very sound strategy. Win by any means necessary, just don't get disqualified.
Absolutely, and that's what she intends to do as she sends the Southern States Wrestling Ladies Champion across the ring. The fans absolutely not enthralled with Violet James, and firmly in the corner of Misty James. Violet Adams, excuse me.
Violet Adams, she's past the point of being deterred by that. In the beginning moments of the match, yeah, maybe what the fans said was getting to her. That's natural when somebody sends you an insult. But she's shut them out of her mind. She's reapplied herself, and she's doing quite well at the moment.
Absolutely, Misty James definitely could benefit from a second wind in her sails at this moment, as Violet Adams brings her back up for even more violent content here. Choking her out on the middle rope is Violet Adams. I'm not sure if she's so keen on becoming the next ladies champion nearly as much as she is dishing out some punishment on an opponent that she has faced on several different occasions.
Well, you heard in the opening moments, she said something to the fans about, you're really going to cheer for this Barbie? Wait till you see what I do to her. So I'd have to view this, she has a grudge against Misty James, or at least women she perceives to be like Misty James.
Reverse crab now being applied by Violet Adams, and she has Misty James right where she wants her, Stephen Hensley. She's not going to be moving easily of her own accord.
And Violet is just doing a terrific job out there of utilizing her size to its utmost potential as a momentum shifter. Misty's going to have a real hard time fighting against her when she utilizes her tools so well.
And Violet Adams extorting the Southern States Wrestling Ladies Champion to tap. But she wouldn't be the Southern States Champion if she gave up easily.
And she just jumped up and down while holding James in that maneuver. What's that feel like? That submission maneuver was already painful.
And Misty James using a single leg to swing her around. And now charging ahead with a clothesline. And another clothesline. She's making sure that her feet are under her. She's sizing up, fighting through the pain.
Well, she took a moment too long there. She measured Violet, but Violet was waiting. Violet caught her. She's got her cinched up and over with that suplex. She almost sent her out of the ring with that one.
Almost. And neither lady readily up to their feet yet.
Misty's a little bit slower to move right now than Violet, though. She really felt the effects.
Violet dragging her opponent across the ring.
And this is just brutality, Dean. She's holding on to the hair. Her head isn't even hitting against the mat. She's just punching away on her face.
This is almost too much to watch here on NWA Mountain State Wrestling, but this is what makes a champion, and this is what gives you the heart of a champion, the ability to do just that, to get up after that much brutality.
You know, if I didn't know any better, Dean, I would think this was personal. I don't know too much about their history against each other, but you can definitely tell that Violet has a chip on her shoulder as it regards Misty James.
They have faced each other in dire combat before. Misty said so in a promo with Jonathan Styles earlier. And the fight, as I said, it's covered several states. Violet Adams now. Wow, we've got an inside cradle, and that's it!
She's got it!
Misty James, I want to thank you very much for giving us time out of your busy schedule. You have defended that title everywhere: Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, Tennessee, the Carolinas. In fact, you have to leave here and go to North Carolina today to defend that title. And you have great competitors lined up, and I'm sure you can list those for us that want a shot at that women's championship.
I can list those women right there, Jonathan. I do want to say one thing, that I have been traveling a lot. Tomorrow night, I'm in Asheville, North Carolina, defending this title again. I also want to say that the ladies that are coming up is Casey Carlisle, which I've met her once before. Mary Elizabeth Monroe. I've never had competition with her, but I do hear that she is one tough girl. I also have Nicole Starr. Very familiar name. Very familiar competitor. The girl that I have faced numerous times, and this time she's coming back after me again. There is one girl that's standing out more than any of them. I'm sure a lot of people here in West Virginia recognize whenever I say this name. I'm sure they will remember the matches that she's had in the past. But this girl is one tough girl. I have studied her work. I've watched her. I know what she can do in the ring. And I do believe that she will be one of my tough competitors. I do believe whenever we step in that square circle that we are going to have a fight. And I'm going to have a good fight on my hands. Brandy Alexander, that's right, that's who I'm talking about. Brandy Alexander. Girl, I want to say right now, while I've got this opportunity, that I am preparing myself more than I've ever prepared myself before for any fight that I've had in the past. I do realize one thing, Brandy. You are one tough girl. You are going to be a hard fight, but I'm going to bring everything I've ever had. I'm going to dig down deep in my gut. I'm going to pull it all out. Because that night, whenever we face one another, that will be one good match. And whenever we face one another, it'll probably come down to being pulling hairs, biting nails, you name it. It's going to happen that night in that ring. That's how I feel, Jonathan.
Excellent. Now, I got to talk to you about something, and I know it's awkward. It even makes me feel a little bit queasy, but there's been tweets, Facebook comments, emails, text messages about it, and that is the actions of your husband, Beau James. And I don't really like prying in people's personal business, but I'd be amiss if I didn't at least ask you to comment.
Jonathan, I really can't comment on that, because that's one thing that right now I'm disgusted with. I'm heartbroken, because Beau James, back at home, he doesn't act like this. I don't know what's gotten into him. Whenever he came to West Virginia, he's changed. Just like the old Beau James has came back again, and I just don't understand it. I can't control him. You guys can't control him. He's just completely out of control. But I will say one thing. I'm sorry, fans. I have nothing to do with this. I have nothing. I just don't understand why he acts the way he acts whenever he comes to West Virginia.
Strong words from the Southern States Women's Champion, Misty James. Now, let's check out where you can see Mountain State Wrestling live. Ladies and gentlemen, Mountain State is on tour. July 14th, Summersville, West Virginia at the Community Center. Tuesday, July 10th, 324 Neville Street, 7:30 p.m., Beckley, West Virginia.
What a fantastic hour here. We hope you enjoyed looking back at the action over the last couple of months here at NWA Mountain State Wrestling. We're going to send you off with information on our upcoming internet-only pay-per-view on July 13th. Check it out and stay tuned to the flagship.
NWA Mountain State is a production of Cucumber & Company. Cucumber & Company, video, web, and beyond.